All right, folks, we're going to see if we can knock this here podcast out pretty smoothly tonight. The Mavs got the W, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Climbing toward 500. I didn't agree to do the no shave thing, but, with the pandemic and not having to see people, I have accidentally participated. So, I'll probably cut this thing off here in a couple days, but the Mavs beat the Hawks, which is always good. You don't want to lose to the Hawks and Trae Young. So we sweep the series now with this win. Much different from the last one where we had to hold on after leading the entire game. It was actually a little bit of the opposite where we trailed for a while and then had to come back. Again, made it hard to enjoy because there were so many things that we were doing that were not great to see. Not great signs, because I think for me, I watch the team as if I am preparing to watch them in the playoffs. And so when I see them do things that I know are not going to work in the playoffs for us, it keeps me from being happy for the win. Again, it's a state of mind. It's an expectation thing for me, I believe, as far as the reactions that you're going to get from people on the timeline. Again, with that said, we got the win. That is what it is. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into what I liked and what I didn't like. If you're a person that's interested in pop culture collectibles, Mondo has you covered. Mondo works with major artists and studios to forge beautifully designed, licensed products that navigate pop culture. It started with posters, then soundtrack LPs, and has blossomed into the ever-expanding hydra of art-forward entertainment collectibles. That's games, puzzles, apparel, and toys. If you're interested in purchasing or just browsing some Mondo merchandise, hit me up on Twitter or wherever, and I can get you a special link to check out their website. Also, Mondo is kind of paired with Alamo Drafthouse. And if you're not aware of Alamo Drafthouse is dinner, drinks, movies, and events all under one roof. Their attention to detail in film presentation and programming has made them a second home to movie fans all over the planet, and earned accolades from the likes of Entertainment Weekly, who said that they were the number one theater in America, Wired.com, who called them the coolest movie theater in the world, and Fandango.com, who called them one of the best theaters in the country. If you're interested in purchasing Alamo Drafthouse movie tickets or gift cards, again, hit me up. I can get you a link. And if you purchase through that link, it does me a solid. Alamo Drafthouse, again, is one of my favorite theaters out there. They are based out of Austin and have a ton of theaters across the state in Texas. Also have locations in other places, so if you're curious if they have a location near you, again, hit me up. I can get you a link and we can figure that out. And with that said, let's get back to the game. Hello and welcome back yet again to the Bibbs Corner podcast. I am your host, as always, Mike Bibbins, on Twitter at Bibbs Corner. And for the second time, I know this is a new segment. I'm going to get into what I liked tonight and what I did not like. What I liked that we didn't give up when we got down by double digits. We did pick up some of our usual tendencies of just jacking up threes in those situations, but it didn't hurt us as much tonight because the Hawks aren't a great team either. Rick was not stubborn with his lineups and made changes on the fly. He did do some things at certain points that weren't great, but for the most part, he was flexible with his lineups. He played the guys that were hot, didn't take them out. Definitely have to appreciate that adjustment. Luka was Luka, of course, but the big thing tonight was that we got help from the others. which has not been the case usually. Brunson, Tim Hardaway, and Willie Cauley-Stein specifically. We'll get into that later when we start looking at the stats. What did I not like? I did not like the defense. First of all, we have no interior presence still. Against a team with any physicality, we're going to have issues because of that. There's a lot of over-helping in those situations, and then once that happens, the rotations get thrown out of whack, and teams can get easy looks on us at any time, wherever they want them, just based off the fact that we don't have any security blanket behind us on defense. KP ended up getting in foul trouble tonight, trying to fill in that role. So that's going to continue to be an issue. And again, the top teams in the West are going to exploit the mess out of that in the playoffs. So that's just an area of weakness that we do not have the bodies on our roster to correct. The next thing I didn't like was Brunson's playmaking. And I know all of you are probably upset considering he had a pretty good game overall. But his playmaking is very annoying. Often watch him get in the pick and roll or other action and have a guy open and look at him. You can tell he knows they're there, but he hesitates to throw that pass. I don't know if he doesn't trust that he can get the ball there or what. But he just doesn't throw those passes, and in order to be a true secondary guard or to be Luka's backup, we need him making those passes regularly. Right now, it looks like he's better in an off-ball role because of that. And specifically, the point in the game I'm thinking about is when Luka came out originally. KP was still doing a good job of getting position on the interior or rolling to the basket and was not getting the ball when he should have. Again, that's just something that I noticed. Not a huge deal right now. With that said, let's get into these stats. So somehow Dorian Finney-Smith ended up playing the most minutes tonight. He had a what you want type of game from DFS. 8 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, a steal and a block, 3 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. Remember, my rule is always I want him and Maxey to hit 2 threes. I think I said 2 for 5 for each of them, but 2 for 4 is fine with me. He did also have 2 of our offensive rebounds tonight. Luka, ho-hum, right? 28, 10, and 10, triple-double with steal and 2 blocks, 9 for 18 from the field and 2 for 7 from 3. Again, a pretty average game for him. 8 for 10 from the line. Again, 10 free throws is the goal. Did have 5 turnovers. Some of them were pretty bad, but again, not enough to cost us the game. Jay Rich came back down to earth tonight. Just 10 points, 2 boards, 5 assists though, so he's still dishing the ball as a secondary playmaker. 3 for 8 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line, and he also had 2 offensive rebounds. So again, you like seeing that type of hustle. Maxey had a weird game. He came out of the gates firing. It looked like it was going to be a great night for him. 2 for 3 from 3. That was all of his shots, and they all took place in the first 2 minutes of the game, if I'm not mistaken. He finished with 6 points, 2 boards, and an assist. Just seems like he's a little off still. So many times I thought he was going to get a block and he just missed it at different points, whether it was chasing a guy to the rim or whatever the case may be. He just doesn't have that same burst that he usually does in those situations. And then that one time he faked a 3 and put it on the floor and then went inside and handed the ball to the Hawks player. Just the off the bounce game has not come along, which is unfortunate considering who we play next and what we were likely all hoping for. And who knows, it could still happen. We'll see. The 5th starter, of course, was Porzingis. He only played 19 and a half minutes. And again, that was mostly due to the foul trouble. And then at the end, things were rolling. And I guess Rick didn't want to just force him back in there. And it worked out for him this time. So 19 and a half minutes for KP. He had 15 points in those 19 and a half minutes, which is amazing. 4 boards, 1 steal. He was 6 for 14 from the field and 1 of 5 from 3. Again, he had a couple of threes that he shouldn't have taken, but he had a few that he should have, and he hit one big one from the corner. I think it was early in the third, if I'm not mistaken. 1 for 1 from the line, 1 turnover. I'm sorry, I made that up. 2 for 2 from the line. My bad. I got ahead of myself. So then we got to the bench, and there were 3 guys off the bench who actually played more minutes than KP. We mostly kept our bench to these 3 guys, which is how it should be. I think we've discussed this on the pod. Brunson played 30 minutes, 21 points for him, 4 boards, 5 assists. He actually was also 9 for 18. If you recall, Luka was 9 for 18. He was 2 for 6 from 3. Remember, Luka was 2 for 7. He had 1 free throw attempt that made it, and he only had 1 turnover. So it's just interesting to know that he and Luka pretty much took the same amount of shots, and Luka ended up with 7 more points because of the free throws, basically. Big game for Brunson, stepped up, especially down the stretch, went right at Trae Young, which you love to see, and probably won us the game, quite honestly. Tim Hardaway Jr., 29 minutes, 16 points, and 1 rebound, 6 for 10 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, and a free throw. He's another guy, came in when it looked like the game might be about to get away from us, and immediately had like a 5-point burst, and then hit some additional shots after that to a lot of the no, okay, thanks type shots. But, I mean, he is what he is. I think on Twitter, I say I think, but I know for sure. On Twitter, I posted that he's our Hulk. So if you're not a Marvel person like myself, then you may not understand that reference. I'll explain. Basically, the Hulk is likely the strongest Avenger especially in the early iterations. He probably not anymore, especially after Thanos pieced him up real quick in Infinity War. But for a while he was the strongest, but he was uncontrollable. He would always do more damage along the way, so they would try to hold him back, basically. But when things got bad, they would say, all right, unleash the Hulk, and they just let him go. He would destroy a lot of things, but he would get the job done too. And that's Tim Hardaway. So sometimes the destruction can be a negative, but if you let him go long enough and he gets hot, then it works out for you. And that's kind of what happened tonight. And then finally, Willie Cauley-Stein, 23 and a half minutes. He had 14 points and 6 boards, so pretty close to what KP did for us. For context there, 5 for 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line. So big game for Willie Cauley-Stein. Remember, he did not play in the past couple of games. So it appears that Rick is being flexible with his center rotation. With that said, he did play Powell and Burke as well. And I think Powell only got on the court because of KP's foul trouble. That's the theory I have to go with. In his 5 minutes, Powell got a rebound and missed a layup. Burke had 1 assist in his 5 minutes. Barely remember him on the court. It sucks because, Bubble Trae was such a big deal for us, but, he really hasn't performed since he's come back. And it's going to be interesting to see if he ends up factoring into some of these moves that happen late in the season here. I just had an epiphany. I don't know if he really fits the bill, but I don't know. I was looking at the Kawhi Leonard video of him complaining about Reggie Jackson not doing what he needed to do to get him the ball. I don't know if Trey Burke fits the bill for what the Clippers might be looking for in that role. Probably not. I just had that thought. And I'm going to leave that on the podcast because I keep it raw, keep it raggedy on here. Raggedy is not a good word for that. I'm keeping it raw and I'm tired as fuck is what is happening right now, actually. Moving forward, player of the game. Definitely going to give it to Brunson. He was huge for us tonight, especially down the stretch. To me, it seemed like he was taking the Trae Young matchup personally. Remember, he was also in that same draft class that year. He was the player of the year, champion, all that good stuff. But Trae was the hot commodity coming out of college. So Appreciated Brunson going right at him and, again, taking over the game down the stretch. Tweet of the night, I did not have one. I was looking through the timeline to see if I had found any, but I did not. So no tweet of the night tonight. And, of course, no questions. We'll take another quick break, and then I do have the NBA news for the night. And we will close it up with previewing the next game. Hello, friends. With so many people cutting the cord, you may be looking for your next streaming option, and I have a couple for you. First is Vidgo. Vidgo is a live TV streaming service that includes live entertainment, lifestyle, news, and sports channels for about $40 a month. Right now, doing a special for $10 a month for the first 2 months. The service has locals from ABC and Fox, as well as entertainment channels like Disney, Discovery, sports channels like ESPN and Fox Sports, as well as NFL Network and NFL Red Zone. If you're interested in checking out Vidgo, of course, hit me up for the link. I can definitely get that to you, and you can get set up today. If you want to browse the channels, you can do that right there on the site. Additionally, Philo is another streaming service. It's actually one that I use. They offer 60 plus top rated television channels, including MTV, BET, AMC, Discovery, Food Network, OWN, Lifetime, TV One, all for just $20 a month. Philo offers premium add-on channels, including Epics and Stars. They have live TV, unlimited DVR on demand, and content from top programmers are available on web browsers. They have functionality with Roku, Fire TV, etc., all except the first-generation Chromecast devices. They also offer a 7-day free trial for new users. So, again, if you want to check them out, hit me up for the link. That's Vidgo and Philo. And Philo I use to kind of supplement because my mom cut the cord as well, so she uses some of the Lifetime, OWN Network, ID channel, stuff like that, and that's not on YouTube TV, which I also have. So, yeah, just to check out the TV lineups at least, hit me up. Again, I can get you the link. And with that said, let's move on to our parting thoughts. Hello, Mavs fans. Welcome. It's your boy Bibsy Bingo here on the NBA News Report. First story of the night, the Mavs owner Mark Cuban had announced that he was no longer doing the anthem before games, but the NBA came in and told him that would not be happening, Playboy. Mark acquiesced and did play the anthem tonight. So that's going to be something that's going to be interesting to watch moving forward. Doesn't look like Cuban's going to test the league, but it was an interesting moment while it occurred. Remember that 13 games were played with no anthem before it became known. And suddenly it's a problem. And I'm going to hand over the rest of the news report to my buddy. Thank you, Bibsy Bingo. That was really weird. Don't know why I brought you in, but that voice was very difficult to maintain. Moving forward, Karl Anthony Towns returned to the court after missing 13 games. Said that he had a really bad case of COVID, a lot of scary nights, which you hate to hear for a young man like Cat. He pointed out to underlying issues that he has, and he likely thought about his family members that didn't make it throughout his battle. So, man, he's been through so much. I really hope that whatever he wants out of this season, he's able to accomplish, whether it's making the playoffs or whatever the case may be. Just getting through it, whatever he needs to feel good or, be satisfied with this season. I really hope it happens for him. He did have 18 points, 10 boards tonight. Played 30 minutes, so looks like he should be okay. We'll see. We'll have to keep watching him going forward, see what happens for them the rest of the season. Fourth story of the night. Yes, I did split the anthem thing up into two. The G League bubble kicked off. The G League Ignite with the young, straight out of high school phenoms got their first win. Jonathan Kuminga had 19-4, showed up big tonight, likely affirmed his draft stock. Slow start for Jalen Green. I don't think he did most of his damage in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Ended up with 11-5. We'll see if he steps up in the next game. Daishen Nix actually had a pretty good debut, 12 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, but to me looked like a young Darren Williams using his body to get to the hole, some crafty finishes, hit a 3 as well. So it's definitely going to be interesting to watch him. He's still got the baby fat going, but I like him. He looks like a guy. Story number 5 is Jeremy Lin. Was on the other end of that game against the G League Ignite, and his team did blow a lead, but he personally finished with 18 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, 4 for 9 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the line with 1 turnover. We know Lin is trying to play his way back into the league. It could be interesting to watch. I'm not sure how long it will take, but I could definitely see a team scooping him up here. There's a few teams right now that are looking for a point guard. Story number 6 is going to be Tyrell Terry. He's with the Memphis Hustle down in the bubble. He actually started today, finished with 19 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, and a steal. He was 8 for 17 from the field, so getting the shots off. 1 for 4 from 3, 1 for 1 from the line, had 3 turnovers. He actually played the most minutes for the Hustle. And they had a lead most of the game, but they blew it at the end. So that was interesting to watch as a Mavs fan. Finally, story number 7 is Hinton and Bay, who we assigned to the Long Island G League team. They barely played tonight, actually, 6 minutes each. Bay had 2 points and 3 boards with a steal in his 6 minutes and 1 for 3 from the field. I think I already said that. I'm tripping. I'm reading stuff crazy. Anyway, Hinton in his 6 minutes had 5 points and a rebound, 2 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Of NBA interest in the bubble, Kevin Porter Jr., who was given away by the Cleveland Cavaliers after a summer of incidents, charges eventually being dropped and things of that nature, then having a blow up in the locker room when they gave away his locker. Houston Rockets picked him up. He tonight had a good game, 25 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. 9 for 19 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3, 2 for 3 from the line. Did have 4 turnovers, but overall looked every part of the sleeper that I dubbed him coming out of the draft before he went 30th, likely due to off-court issues. Number 9, there was only 1 positive test this past week. Remember, there were 0 last week, 1 this week. So it appears that 1 test is Drew Holiday. None of the other Bucks were taken aside. So, again, you have to hope for the best for Drew. I know his wife had cancer in the past, so hopefully she didn't contract the virus as well. He's been able to quarantine away from the family without having to worry about infecting them. And then comes back, and is himself. And then finally, number 10, the dunk contest at halftime of the All-Star game should be weird, should be very weird. We'll see how that goes. But that's really it for my stories of the night across the NBA. Parting thoughts for the night. As we progress toward the trade deadline, our front office has a lot of really tough decisions to make. First, of course, they have to figure out what our goals are for the season, and then what our goals are in the immediate short term and long term. There's 3 batches of guys that could be traded. The first are the expiring guys. Of course, that's Richardson, Tim Hardaway Jr., and James Johnson. the latest guy there more than the other two since he's not in the rotation right now. Basically, do we offload one of our expiring contracts to acquire assets? Definitely could be a possibility. Jalen Brunson, I've long said he's probably our best trade asset coming off the bench. He's having some really great games right now. He's shooting very well. Could be a very hot commodity on the market if we try to make something happen. If it includes packaging him with an expiring guy to make money match as we pursue another 2A, 2B type player, that would be beautiful. And then finally, the rookies, again, sweeteners on any deal that we could try to make for a secondary type star player. So interesting to watch. I'm not sure how I feel right now. There are a few guys on my radar that I would love for us to go after realistically. I won't get into that here, but tell me how you're feeling. Of the group of guys that I mentioned, the expirings, Jalen Brunson, and the rookies, tell me who you definitely want to keep. Tell me who you maybe want to keep. Tell me who you maybe want to trade, and who you definitely want to trade out of that group. So just off the dome, definitely want to trade James Johnson if we can get anything of value for him. Maybe trade Tim Hardaway Jr., Brunson. And I just say maybe because if a package comes along and again, this is unrealistic, but if a package comes along, let's say Levine asks for a trade or Buddy Hield and Bagley could be had for those guys, I probably would be willing to consider it. Maybe keep. I'm still there with Josh Richardson. I want to keep him at a decent rate. I could put Tim Hardaway Jr. in that camp as well. I would want to see one or both of them back for about $12 million. So we'll see what's happening there. Only guy I definitely want to keep is Josh Green, personally, of the groups mentioned. So that's it for tonight, folks. I hope I kept this pretty tight. I have not been paying attention to my time. We do have Zion and the Pelicans on Friday, which is a matchup I was looking forward to coming into the season, like I said, because my boy Maxey put the Clizamps on Zion last game, but Maxey has not looked like himself since he came back from COVID. Maybe the next game is the game he gets healthy. We'll see. And this is defensively. Offensively, shot look fine, but defensively, he's not looked quite there yet. But again, he does a good job against Zion, so let's see what happens. Until then, guys, one last thing. I did just drop the new podcast with my man Reese, the Mavs Outsiders podcast. If you looked for it before and didn't find it, it should be on most platforms now. It's definitely on Apple Podcasts. I did share that link, but look on Mavs. Look on Apple, Spotify, all that. Type in Mavs Outsiders with an S. You should see the green logo with the skyline and two silhouettes. That's me and Reese. It has our names at the bottom. You can't miss it. But definitely subscribe if you have checked us out on Apple Podcasts. A nice 5-star review would be beautiful. If you want to wait, make us earn it. Then give us a couple episodes. We're definitely willing to work for it. And then the last thing I'll say, I have trouble promoting myself, but I'll do it here. This is my platform, right? I did put a support the show page on the website, and that's not me asking you to donate monthly or anything like that. I put up a little shop with 3 items in it right now. It's a sticker, a Bibs Corner sticker for like $5. There's a mask there for like $20, and then for myself actually, and a couple of my friends actually bought them, but there's a hoodie as well with the logo on the chest. So if there's any type of merch specifically that you might be interested in having, I thought stickers might be the easiest thing. You can stick them on a laptop, whatever, and go on about your day. But if there's any type of merch like mugs, pencils, whatever, I can probably make it happen. So if there's something you want, let me know. I can definitely throw in the shop. Anyway, I appreciate you guys listening as always. I will be back on Friday, and then the Outsiders will be back on Sunday. So until next time, people, peace.